Hi. May I ask your name?
It's Mark.
All right, Mark. So, and what is your pronoun, may I ask?
He, him. Thank you for asking.
Okay, Mark. My name is Shanice. I go by she, her. So first I want to just let you know that everything you say here today is confidential unless you reveal to me something that I might feel like, where you might say something. It signals where you might harm yourself or harm others, or maybe there's some neglect with a child involved. I'm a mandated reporter, so therefore I am mandated to have to report any dangerous activities. Okay?
Okay, I don't
Yeah.
anticipate anything like that coming up.
Awesome. So you already signed all the proper paperwork. All right. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Why do you feel like we're here today?
Um, well, I am a PhD student, so that takes up most of my life in my about me. But uh, I'm dealing with a situation as of recently where well, I guess I should tell you, I have a girlfriend that I've been with for 2 years, and I really, really
Mhm.
care about her. But I recently started, um, I started having curious, feelings for a friend of mine who's, uh, also a guy. And so I guess I am looking for some help working through that. It's been distressing me quite a bit.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. This is maybe the first time you're going through like these feelings, and you're struggling to navigate that, being that it is opposite of kind of the reflection of the relationship that you're in right now.
Right. It's kind of two issues in that I am in a relationship. And so having feelings for someone else in the first place would already be a problem. But then there's the other thing on top of it that I just am not prepared for.
What are you not prepared for?
Um, I mean, I already have issues with it just kind of on my own, like how I feel about it. I feel really torn, and confused, but I'm really worried about the reaction of my family. Um, I'm not I'm not religious anymore, but growing up, I was, and my family is still very religious. They're evangelical Christians, and they're very homophobic. Um, and I don't think they even think twice about it. I think it's just a value that sort of ingrained in them, the way that it's ingrained in me, I guess. Um, and I, my parents and my brothers, I'm just not sure. Well, I do know what they would think, but I'm anxious about their reaction if they knew.
Okay. I can definitely see how, you know, having a different upbringing, um, that differs from how you feel or how you like to express yourself is causes that confusion, causes that torn feeling. I definitely would understand why you would feel like that, right? And if you're raised one way and then you feel completely different than how you were raised and all your family kind of feels one way, I definitely will understand that feeling. You mentioned brothers. How much brothers do you have?
I have two brothers. They're twins and they're 25. So they're 2 years younger than I am.
Okay, how's your relationship with your brothers?
Um, I have always been close with my brothers and my family, my parents as well. Um, but there was some tension in the family when I realized that um, that I didn't want to participate in the whole evangelical Christian thing. Um, I'm actually supposed to go home for a visit in 3 weeks. And I think that's really why I'm here today. Because I've started to have panic attacks when uh, I think about this friend and I think about the visit coming up with my family and I think about my girlfriend. Um, just a lot of there's a lot going on and it's really stressful between those kind of three categories. And I am not, well, I'm just not sure how I'm going to handle being there in the environment from my childhood um, with my parents and the way that they think.
Okay. So how have these challenges kind of affected your daily life? So I know you've had panic attacks, but on a day-to-day, does it impact anything?
Um, yeah, um, I have been having trouble sleeping through the night. I keep waking up and just thoughts racing, that kind of thing. And then I have trouble falling back asleep. So it's disrupted my sleep, which makes me tired during the day. And I've lost a significant amount of weight due to a lack of appetite as well.
So we talked about support systems, right? What support systems do you feel like you do have?
That's a good question. And I feel sort of torn here too, because normally I would say my family, but I know that they wouldn't help me with this problem. And also right now I'm away from them, while I'm at school. And I don't really have a lot of friends. I don't talk to that many people. I'm sort of introverted. And I have this really supportive long-term relationship with my girlfriend, but with everything going on, I mean, I certainly can't talk to her about this, not when it has to do with her the way that it does. And on this subject, I have no one, I think, because I just feel really um, ashamed, I guess. And I don't know what I would say, even if I did say something, but I kind of am not sure I want anyone to know in the first place because I don't even know how I feel about it yet.
I definitely understand that, right? Like, there's a thin line you're walking, right? You're feeling kind of like not knowing how to navigate that between your girlfriend and having these other feelings. Definitely, I can see that confusion again, that tornness, like it's kind of repetitive, right? Where just over and over you're kind of feeling like what direction should I go in? And now you don't really feel like you have a support system. So that's definitely something where we're gonna have to work on making sure that you have a support system and you have people to talk to because you're not the only one going through this, right? People, you know, start wanting to express themselves differently and you going through this transitionary period it was of course going to be difficult and hard to navigate by yourself, and it's very possible to do so, but it's very important that you have proper support in order to navigate these hard times, especially with like that level of just you again being feeling that level of confusion when you have somebody that's already kind of walked in your shoes. It can feel a lot better knowing just how they navigated it, and hopefully you can learn from their mistakes and or learn from their experiences. So we can definitely talk about in creating a log of people, and growing that so that you feel more supported, whether it's reopening older relationships and seeing what those are about or just developing ones within the ones that you have now. um, like for example your brothers, do they know how you feel already?
I don't know how they would feel about that. I'm pretty confident that my parents wouldn't be supportive. Um, but you know, if I'm my parents' child and I kind of split away from their beliefs in the church, um, my brothers, I wonder if they might have slightly more flexible beliefs as well. Um, I wonder if they might react better than my parents now that you mention it.
Yeah, you never know. I'm hoping that with that conversation and that brotherly love, and you guys just, however you decide to introduce it to them, I'm sure will be a great start to a new support system. And we can really start addressing that and thinking about maybe how we want to address it. What's the best way to approach that situation or approach that dynamic and opening that door. Because the more you start being expressive and start gaining supports for those things that are hard to talk about, I'm sure the easier things will get and the more it'll feel more normalized to you. Do you
That
feel like
makes
that would
sense.
help?
Yeah, I would definitely want to get some tips on how to have that conversation with them if I decide to.
Yeah, we can definitely work on that. So, I know you enjoy school, so with that being said, what does success look like for you? And I mean that all around. So I know we're in a school, we have that. So what does that look like? Educational with the relationships that you have now that's a little unbalanced. How would you like to see, what would your ultimate goal look like?
I think success for me would mean, well, figuring myself out, I guess, sexuality wise. And just because that's what's really occupying my mind right now, I think getting to the natural conclusion of that thought train would bring me a lot of peace. And I think that success for me would be being able to live, whatever I decide, being able to live openly and happily Um, I think that would be success, and to not be haunted by, these kinds of thoughts all the time, and the panic attacks and everything. And I don't want to feel like I have to hide anything from my family, but I don't really know how feasible that is considering their beliefs.
Do you feel good as far as, having all of the necessities, like your bills are okay? You're not overwhelmed. There's no huge stressors on you, perhaps?
That's correct. I don't have any financial or really dire uh, issues or stressors to my quality of life.
Okay, awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate you going into so much details, letting me know so much about you and having given me the opportunity to learn about you. We will definitely schedule another day and we'll keep hacking away. How does that sound?
That sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome.